It's crazy how life works out sometimes. Buckle up, because this video is a complete and utter obliteration of your expectations. Recently, my school went on a trip to Washington, D.C. Similar to the Eclipse trip, I'm planning on making a video about that entire experience. However, unlike the Eclipse trip, instead of being a maximum of 20 minutes long, it's going to be more like a minimum of 20 minutes long. More realistically, 40 or even more. And for that reason, you're probably not going to see it for a while. I really want to do this one justice, as there's just so much that happened. You guys better subscribe to find out. See what I did there? Yes, you did. I'm telling you this because there's one excerpt from the story that continued past the 1 week trip. On the plane ride there, I had my AirPods in and tried to get some sleep while listening to music. It was a red eye after all. And straight off the plane at 6 a.m., we would be going straight into a long day of sightseeing, one of many to come. AirPods in, I put my head on the tray table in front of me and went to sleep. Soon after, I woke up to find one earbud missing. That's fine, I'll just look around for it. What started out as a few minutes of me mucking around turned into calling the flight attendant to help me search. In the process, both of the people next to me woke up, one of them being my chaperone for the trip. The flight attendant said she really couldn't do much, but she did say that I could stay after everybody deplaned to get a better look. A few hours later, I was one of the last normal people on the plane. As the cleaning crew slowly moved through the cabin, I realized that things were not, in fact, fine. It had quite literally disappeared. Side note, someone else also lost an AirPod on the plane. However, they had not faced the same fate I had. I guess that's English. And they recovered it soon after. I was the one out of luck, something that will become a familiar theme in this video. But again, don't expect anything. However, I didn't get beat up about it. Life is life, and life sucks sometimes. So it's important to make the best of it. You know, it would have been fine if the AirPod got lost on the flight back, but the beginning of the trip, really? That kind of thing is a lot better than, oh, why did I lose it? Oh, my parents are gonna be so mad at me, I'm angry and sad, and this whole trip's gonna be terrible. Why are they so sad? After all, it wasn't too big of a deal. I had backup wired earbuds on hand anyways. Getting angry would only hurt myself, and my enjoyment of the trip. There is still so much to look forward to. So much more to life than these material objects. Okay, I'm starting to sound like a philosopher. Let's stop that. Side note before we continue, I really like listening to music. Without it, so many parts of life would be harder for me. I couldn't block out the annoying people yelling on the bus, for instance. But other than that, I don't fundamentally understand why I like music. I want to make a video about it, but I don't know how to. I don't understand it well enough myself. Maybe once I get enlightened and reach 12 lumens, I'll be ready to make this video. Side note part 2, I was thinking of including a playlist of all of the music I listened to on the trip in the description of the DC video, and then I realized that it in and of itself would be a day-long project. I would bet a lot of money that nobody else on this planet has the extremely specific, niche, and all over the place taste in music that I have. I mean, seriously, 9 out of 10 doctors would recommend that it gives you whiplash, and the 10th doctor is the one who got whiplash. Enough side notes, all of this talk about the DC video makes me want to stop working on this one. It was seriously a great time. So many comedic opportunities. Damn it, I'm doing it again. Back on topic. As you might expect, the trip went without a hitch on this regard. But that's your main mistake. Don't expect anything in this video. Back at home on my Mars base, and yes, I take the school bus, and yes, it's with the frizz. How else would I get there? And yes, I wear my seatbelt. And yes, we do go down Main Street. And no, you cannot ask questions. Anyways, back home, I looked into buying Beats Pro Max thingamajiggish boom shakalakas. And so I buy the Beats Pro Max boom shakalaka who's a what's-its? Thingamajigs, I forget the end. And my dad strikes a deal with me. I would pay half, and he would pay half. His reasoning being that it's my responsibility for keeping track of them. Fair enough, so I poke over the 125 Martian dollars, and they quickly get shipped intergalactically to my doorstep. I put on my hazmat suit and exit the human containment chamber. I pick them up, go back through the airlock, and now it's time for an unboxing. Quick review from the perspective of a Martian. They're pretty nice. I will say they're significantly bassier than AirPods, but they connect and sync in the same way as AirPods because Beats is also owned by Apple. You know, they should probably rename to Pear or something. Brand continuity and such. I bought them out of spite for AirPods, as they have this little dangling bit that goes over your ear to keep them in, and being bright orange, they're pretty easy to find. I will surely never lose these. I will have them forever. They are perfect, so perfect. You should use my affiliate code in the description with local worldwide intergalactic organic shipping for only $2.99 Martian coins. What are you waiting for? Pick up a pair of Beats Pro Max Pro Boom Shakalaka thingamajigs today. Help me out along the way. Rent on Mars isn't cheap. The case is much larger than AirPods. However, it hides the little useless button thingy on the side, so points off for that. What? It's a fun fidget toy. However, the extra space means that both the buds and the case have almost double the battery life of AirPods. Don't quote me on that. It also has wireless charging, although unlike AirPods, it is not magnetic. It also has USB-C, which, despite the looks, you can use with almost any USB-C charging cable. This isn't an OG iPhone headphone jack situation. Only 2 people will probably get that reference, but they will be glad they did. Nerd. Now that all the drama's over, let's go to school with these. Of course, being the good little boy I am... Ooh, I don't think I want to include that. I put them in my backpack and don't use them at school, because, you know, we don't have any rights in this country. Okay, note to self, don't throw things. However, despite my law-abiding, I get home to a surprise. I open up my case, and here's what I saw. A case with no buds. This is fine. It probably just fell out of my bag or something. So I checked my bag. Nothing. I checked all my pockets. Nothing. I checked the Find My app. It showed the buds were last pinged 6 hours ago at school. Things were not, in fact, fine. Some friends were messing around with me at school a bit, and they took out my Invisalign container from the same spot the beats are in, so I thought that might have been it. But I called them and they knew nothing of the sort. Out of options, I decided to go back to the school. I asked the front office and they said nothing had been turned in. I looked around the school. Nothing. It was 4 p.m. and the school was about to close. Feeling defeated, I left empty-handed. Side note part 3. After losing the presidency, there are some kids who take it upon themselves to taunt me about it. This happens on a pretty much daily basis, which I personally think is pretty funny. It's quite endearing how much they think of me. Never mind my fan club, my entire family gets a kick out of that. Primarily my mom. Thanks, Mom. Back home I checked with my dad what the Apple Care warranty is, and it does not cover theft or loss. So if it's gone, that's $250 down the drain. And in this tough Martian economy, there is no way I'm getting another one. I decided that tomorrow I will search all of my classrooms and check in with all of my teachers. This is my final attempt to retrieve these valuable artifacts. But let's be honest, by this point I'm already speedrunning the 5 stages of grief. A little tip about grief: as long as you make sure to forget what the first 4 stages were, you can step straight to acceptance. After all, the others are useless anyways. That night, I had an insightful talk about money with my dad. I'll probably do a video on that soon, but for now, you'll have to wait. The next day, I checked in with my first period teacher and asked her if she found a bright orange pair of earbuds. Something slow on Sigma Kid Nora, blah blah blah. On her desk, I find that very pair of bright orange earbuds. You know, this is kind of annoying. I already went through the 5 stages of grief. I don't want these anymore. The story was about to get so juicy, but no, it ends abruptly. And well, it would have been funny to end the video there. But there's something to be said about my attitude through this whole situation. Just as the title of the previous video suggests, if I were to complain and get angry about all of these unfortunate circumstances, no good would have came from that. You never know what the future holds. You never know what you'll lose. You never know what you'll find. And you never know what you're about to learn. You never know what people are going through, or which one of your classmates lives on Mars. I mean, seriously, a 30-minute commute to school is no joke. Magic can only take people so far. Wow, this was a crazy video. That is all. Dude, what kind of script was I cooking up?